indices across the globe has opened almost flat from where it is closed after the massive bullishness what we have seen in the US indices. Specifically, we have seen massive rally in Nasdaq 100 and Dow Jones, while FTSE 100 consolidated and the DAX is also consolidated a bit in the last trading session. So now what to expect today from DAX, FTSE 100, Nasdaq 100 and Dow Jones? We will see with the help of charts and indicators. This is the first update for the day. The next update will be released before the US session. If you're new to the channel, do subscribe to the channel and stay tuned with the latest updates on major global markets and commodities. Let's start. First, look at the hourly chart. See, there was too much of divergence. Now the price is staying almost at par with the 20 period moving average. It is giving you higher lows here. The support levels at 15,180 and 150, 140 is very strong. We have to watch out more carefully how it behaves there. The chances for it to move towards 140, 150 is there. I will wait on for a drop out or a drop below for 15,180 levels. See, too much of divergence calls for the moving average to converge, but it is still going to be treated as bullish as long as 15,120, 100 levels are respected here. Yes, higher lows, lower highs suggest there is not much of consolidation which is happening. I will only recommend you to buy today if you see the price is staying beyond this zone at 15,220, 230 levels. The stochastic flat, MACD is bearish, and it has seen a long bearish move. It can try to converge crossover for slight bullishness before reversing. RSI is staying flat. Coming to 2 hour. On a 2-hour chart, you'll find too much of divergence from the moving average. It has just waited for the moving average to stay flat. It has come down till towards 15,140, zone, which is definitely a greater support zone. Also, if you look at the 2-hour charts closely, you will find one bearish candle retracement here. It is trying to retrace. The resistance here at 15,220 to 30 is very strong, above which you can treat this as a bullish reversal. Else the chances for it to break also is just equally strong. Yes, if you see the price is staying below 15,180, you can sell, but then 160, 140 and then 120, these three levels it needs to break in order to trade bearish. Stochastic rising, MACD crossing over the top and trying to look downwards, trying to give the first wave. This is the second wave which is initiated. It can try to hit this bottom here. RSI is staying flat, and on the 3-hour, so more of consolidation going on here on the 3-hour charts as well. Higher lows are seen. That is what we are more interested in, lower highs. So yes, I will wait for it to break below 15,180 and then specifically below 15,140, 120 zone where we have major support levels. Yes, the moving averages have crossed over here. It is trading with divergence. For once, it can try to touch the 20 period moving average before, even if it has to rise, it can touch those levels before rising. Stochastic has dropped. MACD, now see on the 3-hour charts, MACD crossing over at the top, trying to trade with it a divergence. Look at where this crossover is coming from. It is coming from plus 100 levels. It has seen a rally from minus 100 to plus 100. Now crossing over, certainly we can see a little drop from here. RSI is overbought. It is coming out of the overbought zone. Similarly, on the 4-hour charts, if you look closely on the 4-hour charts, likewise, higher lows, just wait for it to break on the downside and then you can stay short. More bearishness may prevail, but remember, too much of divergence calls for it to consolidate slowly before taking a direction, and thus we have to wait for it to break below 15,180 levels and then slowly it can try to move towards 140, 120 zone, and below that is where further bearishness may prevail here. Stochastic at comfortable levels, MACD crossing over at top, it can try to pull it a little down. Remember, this crossover is coming at an extremely higher levels. RSI is overbought as well. Coming to the daily, now see on the daily charts, previous candle was of consolidation, or you can say indecision here. This suggests that this candle might also, unless and until it stays below 15,140, we have to be careful. And on the upside, 15,230, 240 levels is where the more bearishness may prevail. We can see a swing happening again as well, where the highs could be at around 15,230 is actually a major resistance, but then 250 also cannot be denied, and from those levels we can see prices reversing and returning on the downside. On the downside, staying below 15,180, certainly more bearishness towards 140, 120 zone can be seen, and then one can expect a major drop here. See, on the daily charts, after a long time, the moving averages are now converging, suggestive of further bullishness. The stochastic is overbought and thus a little cool down can be seen. MACD is divergent and bullish. It can possibly converge. RSI is flat. Now looking at this, I will recommend you to buy today at 15,220 or rather I will say 15230 levels, but then 15250 very nearby. This is a maximum resistance zone, 15230 260 rather I will say. These 30 points will decide the direction which DAX is willing to take. Beyond 260 is extreme bullishness. You can sell at 180, but on the downside 120 140 is the decisive direction below which you can say more bearishness is going to prevail. As long as it trades between this zone, we have to be cautious, watchful and alert. Sell at 180, buy at 220. Come to FTSE 100. See, in our webinar yesterday for the market insight, which was the first in the series, we have discussed why there could be a particular trend expected and why we can see a little retracement before even if it tries to retrace, and specifically FTSE 100, why it is traded bearish and what can be expected. So all of this we discussed in our first of the series webinar yesterday. Do register for the next webinar, which is going to start coming Monday. Now look at the hourly chart. Now see, if you look at UK 100, it has got its support intact at 7400. With the support at 7400, it is retracing now, and we also know that there is a resistance, and after forming the base, now it is willing to rise. See, we have maximum resistance for FTSE 100 in between 7420 7440 zone. It is only if it stays above 7440, then we can look forward to a slight further rise here. See what has happened after the rise. It is retraced, it has formed a base and now trying to rise further. Beyond 7425, we can initiate, or rather I will say beyond 7420. When you see this price is staying beyond 7420, we can initiate a slight buying position, but with the extreme caution that it can reverse any point of time, specifically as long as 7440 is respected, and then further rise can be seen above 7440. Stochastic overbought, MACD crossing over here at the bottom, trying to look for a crossover, bullish crossover here. RSI staying flat. Coming to 2-hour, on the 2-hour charts, yes, flat bottom, taking the support from 7400, we are looking at rise, and see the candle is still in green. Once it stays beyond 7420, we can see a further probable rise towards 7440 levels, but it is only above 7440 7460. You can say that it is reversing. After the drop, it can retrace here towards this zone and it can drop again, thus be watchful. Stochastic rising, MACD is bearish here, it is trying to converge a bit. That is why we can see a greener candles. RSI is flat. On the 3-hour charts, similar observation, just it has formed a very strong base at 7400. With that, it is willing to retrace and hence a little rise cannot be denied. Stochastic rising, MACD is bearish here, and this crossover has come at a higher levels. Thus, even if it tries to converge, the probability of a reversal will always be stronger. RSI rising. Coming to 4-hour charts. Now look at 4-hour charts. See, after staying bearish on the moving averages, after a long, it is seen a crossover between 2050, and yes, it is precisely taking the support from the 2050, trying to retrace a little here. Now see, after forming a good tail, it is the first greener candle staying above 7420, little more bullishness towards 7440, or in fact 7460 levels can be seen. Beyond that, sky is the limit for FTSE 100. Stochastic rising, MACD has crossed over at the top, trying to trade bearish. Now see why it could continue with the drop here. Look at the first wave, the second wave, and the third has initiated. It can again hit the bottom here. RSI retracing. Coming to the daily. Now look at the daily charts. See, support is seen very strong at 7400, and if you see it is staying below 7395, that is the point below which I will recommend you to sell, and then you can expect first red candle, second red candle, taking it towards 7380 7360 levels. As long as, now you should note that there is a double bottom levels. As long as this is not breached, we are not going to treat FTSE 100 as bearish here. It is trying to stay in this retracement channel. Probably at max we can look forward to 7360 as the very strong support. Stochastic looking down, MACD has crossed over at the bottom, trying to trade with divergence and bullishness. See first wave, second wave, and this may continue for a while. RSI staying flat. Thus, looking at this, I will recommend you to buy FTSE 100 at 7420, and on the downside with the stop loss at 7395, we can expect a rise in FTSE 100 where we can look forward to 7440 7460 levels, and beyond that, sky is the limit for 7480 520 for today. On the downside, I will recommend you to sell at 7395, below which 7380 is the maximum support zone, and then 7360 levels. If it stays below 7360, just stay short here. Probable bullishness in FTSE 100 can be seen, but you have to stick to the levels. You have to trade with caution. Now let's have a look at NASDAQ 100. And before we proceed with NASDAQ 100, if you want to learn this art of trading, you can join my mentorship batch. The 27th batch is going to start on 20th of November. Limited seats are available. Register yourself now itself. Reach out to me for more details. My Telegram and email IDs are mentioned in the channel and video description. If you look at Tech 100, see achieving the highs at 15,160, it is dropped and seen showing a little retracement here. Now if you look at it, it is still just trying to retrace, but once it stays beyond 15,120 level, if this price stays beyond 15,120, there could be slight further pull towards 140 160 zone and a double top. Forming the double top, a reversal cannot be denied. Yes, there is a little downside which I will expect, but still these are markets. It can continue to trade against the expectations here. And on the downside, I will only recommend you to sell here at 15,080, where one can look forward to 15,040 and 15,000 levels. Remember, as long as 14,900 levels are respected, we are not going to treat NASDAQ 100 as bearish. Rather, I will say 14,800 levels are respected. Do not treat NASDAQ 100 as bearish. Moving average is bullish. Stochastic rising. MACD crossing over for a sell here. RSI is also staying overbought. So yes, if you want to learn this art of trading, you can join my 27th mentorship batch. The next batch is going to start on 20th of November. Register yourself now itself by visiting the platform forexfunda.com. Let me take you to the tour of. Now this is the platform forexfunda.com, and here at the front page itself, at the first tab, you will find the details related to the 20th mentorship batch, the curriculum, the timing, the services, everything is mentioned here, and also you can pay and book here itself. And this is the information and insights related to the webinar series which we have started this week. Yesterday was the first webinar. It was an insightful webinar where we discussed and answered to the queries which every one of you was looking forward. You can register now itself for the next webinar coming Sunday. Yes, this platform is created with the vision to provide everything required by a trader in one single platform, one single umbrella, be it the economic calendar where you get the data from across the globe, whether be it the markets where you have charts and tools and indicators with respect to which you can do the analysis and find out your favorite instrument, find out its trends. You can also schedule a consultation if you find yourself stuck into any position. If you want my guidance, you can schedule a call, you can book a call here. And the most important part is the discussion forum where you find like-minded traders. You can indulge in an enriching discussion with the like-minded traders to get or make a informative decision. Visit the platform forexfunda.com, register for the webinar or the mentorship batch. And if you want to join my signals channel, reach out to me via Telegram. Now see, MACD on the hourly charts has crossed over at the top, trying to indicate slight bearishness, and it is also overbought as of now on the hourly charts. Now look at 2-hour. See, on the 2-hour charts, this was the bullish crossover. Since then, we have seen prices staying bullish here. The top of this channel somewhere here at 15,220 levels, 15,200, 240. We have discussed in our live webinar and in our weekly review that 200, 250 is the maximum resistance zone for Tech 100. Achieving those levels, it can probably reverse as well. Now, if you look at the 2-hour charts, after the drop, it is trying to retrace. I will wait for 15,120, 130 levels to be breached for further bullish momentum here. Stochastic was overbought, it has cooled down a bit. MACD trying to cross over for a sell. It is looking down. RSI is staying overbought. Coming to 3-hour chart, likewise on the 3-hour chart, see too much of divergence from the moving average. It is sitting at around 15 or 14,900 and 14,840 zone. Very, very strong support. Also, if you look at the 3-hour charts, after the slight drop, it is trying to retrace, and it is not to be considered as bullish as long as the highs at 15,120, 130 is breached. Beyond that, we can look forward to a double top levels at 15,160, and then the sky is the limit. But remember, 200 to 40, 50 zone is still going to remain the greatest resistance here. Now, on the downside, I will recommend you to sell here at 15,080 levels, below which you can expect 15,040, 15,000, and then below 15,000 is where major bearishness may prevail. Stochastic overbought, MACD trying to converge, crossover for a sell. RSI staying extremely overbought. Coming to 4-hour chart, likewise on the 4-hour chart, see the consolidation zone, the support zone is far below at 4840, 4900 levels, and since then prices are trading with too much of divergence. What may happen towards the day is we can see a little consolidation, little bearishness, wait for the moving average to climb up, and the prices might retrace towards 15,000. That is my expectation here. But Remember, markets are always bound to break your expectation, and thus we have to just stick to your levels. See, it is trading with divergence, it is still bullish, it is still looking upwards, though it is slightly trading overbought, but we have to just stick to the levels rather than uh, taking a trade with a bias here. Stochastic overbought, MACD is in green, trying to converge a bit. And see, if you look at the waves here, first wave, second wave, it has achieved higher highs. It can possibly move towards the bottom. RSI extremely overbought, coming to the daily. Now, likewise on the daily charts, I will wait for it to break beyond the double top levels in order to confirm a rise, else a possible drop towards 15,000 levels can be expected. Yes, good bullish momentum, a little retracement from here on the downside cannot be denied. We have seen lower highs, lower lows here, thus be watchful. Stochastic extremely overbought, MACD is divergent and bullish, and it is seen a good rise here. It is staying below sub-zero levels. Now, a possible conversion may bring slight bearishness here. RSI is flat. So, thus looking at this, see, a possible buy can be taken at around 15,130 levels, but then 15,150, 160 is the first resistance zone, and then 200, 220 is the next milestone, and then 250. If 200, 250 levels are taken, treat Nasdaq 100 as bullish, else we are going to look forward to a massive reversal. On the downside, I will recommend you to sell at 15,080, 15,040 first target, 15,000 next, and then below that we may see a major bearish move towards 14,900 levels. So trade accordingly. Now let's have a look at Dow Jones. US30 is staying bullish or retracing here, taking the support here from 34,050 levels. Yes, this is going to be the support zone below which you can say that the prices are turning bearish for 34,000 and 33,950 levels. Yes, if you look at, this is the support zone for US30, 33,900, 33,800, very, very strong support zone, and these are achievable levels as well. Stochastic rising, MACD bearish, RSI is near to overbought levels. Similarly, on the 2-hour chart, similar observation here, possibly a slight retracement towards 33,900, 33,800 cannot be denied here. Stochastic has dropped. MACD crossing over at the top of this move here suggests that we may see slight bearishness in the coming candles. Remember, it is selling over at a top plus 200 levels, thus it could bring bearishness. RSI overbought, coming to 3-hour chart, similar observation here, trading at the top, but moving averages also suggestive of bullishness. Hence, it is still to be treated as a retracement. Stochastic is overbought. MACD crossing over for a sell on the top. It can try to retrace a little. RSI extremely overbought. On the 4-hour charts, similar observation here. Overbought levels here. And everything is overbought here for US30 as well. Coming to the daily charts here. Now, on the daily charts, see, the important part here is it has come to the resistance zone where we have seen it reversing thrice here in the recent times. So now again, I will be definitely watch out for how it behaves at 150. Then rather I will say 200, 250 levels, only above which you can say that the prices are turning bullish, else we can expect it to retrace a little on the downside. Stochastic overbought here, MACD bullish, RSI is flat. Looking at this, I will recommend you to sell at 34,050 levels, where we can look forward to 34,000, 33,950 and 33,900. Now these are, as long as 33,800 is respected, we have stronger support for Dow Jones, which can take the prices with or you can trail the prices with the 50 points trailing stop loss towards 33,800. On the upside, you can buy here at 34,150. Look forward to 200, 250 as the maximum resistance zone. Only if it stays above 200, 250, we can look forward to 34,500 levels in the near future. Take your trading accordingly. Trade accordingly. Trade with the stop loss and the trailing stop loss. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Join my mentorship batch. Join my signals channel. Join my live webinar series. Reach out to me for any of your trading or training queries. Thank you very much. Have a great profitable trading day ahead. Thank you.